all good. Time for a nice cuppa. Yeah, look, my thoughts are academy footballers who are released from professional football clubs often face significant challenges when transitioning to non-league football. I'm speaking from my own subjective anecdotal experience from what I've seen. And my thoughts are, so you've got the academy footballers being nurtured in a high performance environment. These players can then struggle to adapt into a more physical and perhaps you could also argue less technical style of play often found in their non-league setups. That said, there are some very talented technical non-league players, but as a general rule, it's not going to be as technical as the environment the academy players been in training every day, and sometimes they also get the opportunity to train with the first team. So then you've got the psychological impact of being released can affect the player's confidence and motivation, which is a big deal, especially if you've been released. It's a big hit to players' confidence potentially and motivation. It's like you've got your whole life mapped ahead of you to be a professional footballer. You get the news of being released, and that sort of has a big impact too. Perhaps motivation as well, and that makes it harder to perform at the player's best as well. Non-league football also comes with fewer resources. You don't have the same resources in non-league as you would have at a pro club. The resources, facilities. It doesn't have the same stability, and often for the player as well, it requires balancing work or education commitments. And they also, additional hurdles for the young players trying to rebuild their career. And obviously, they are young players, some 17, 18, 19, and they're playing against sort of, grown men who've been in an environment for a long time. And obviously that can be difficult too. And I think sometimes there's almost an expectation, at least what I've seen, that the player gets released from the academy, they're going to walk into the first team of a non-league team. It doesn't always happen that way. It can take time to make that sort of transition. That said, look, it's always possible the player can rebuild a career. We've seen players over the years. I'm sure you've seen plenty of players and heard of players that have gone into non-league and made their way back in the pro game. So it does happen, obviously. But I think that, there are definitely a lot of challenges once the player's been released that the player faces transitioning to non-league football.